Alright, so today's video is going to be on Doctor Strange. Alright, let's go ahead and get into it. The plot, 8-4. I feel like the plot in this movie is a really good origin story plot, going over, just basically Doctor Strange's origins. And they do an origin story in a non-boring way. It doesn't feel slow. I feel like I get to the interesting stuff quick. I feel like that's often what happens with plot, with origin story plots, is is that I feel like they're slow. They're really, really slow to get to the action, the interesting stuff. And this movie doesn't do that. So I will also say this will go into the next category, so I'll go ahead and bring it up, which is dialogue. 9. This is part of why the origin story plot is not boring, because the dialogue in this movie is good. It is very good. It is interesting. It's it's outside of the norm for superhero movies. Benedict Cumberbatch and Rachel McAdams do a phenomenal job in this movie, and got Tilda Swinton and who's the other guy, Mads Mikkelsen. Uh, they all do great jobs in this movie. So yeah, the dialogue, when you've got actors that can deliver good dialogue, I'm messing everything up. Good dialogue. When you have good actors and good dialogue, you're often going to get this result where they're delivering it well along with it already being well written, which goes into the next category. 8-8 for the acting. This movie's got great actors. Um, Also, Mordo's actor, I don't want to butcher the name, so I'm not going to attempt it, but Mordo's actor. Oh, and Benedict Wong. Another, like, this movie's got good actors in it. It's got really good actors in it. So, yeah, props to the dialogue and the acting for the dialogue being believable and being interesting and moving the story forward constantly and not explaining everything. I think this movie does a great job of not explaining too much. It does have to explain some though, because there's a lot of new concepts introduced in the movie. Cinematography. 9. This straight up one of the better looking MCU movies. Is it my highest? It is not my highest. It's tied with a couple of other movies, but it's definitely way up there in my opinion. Yeah, so 9 for the cinematography. They do a lot of the Doctor Strange sling ring effects and the magic in this movie. They do it very well. The action sequences take that into account. They take into account obviously the Doctor Strange skill set, power set, and they do a lot of very interesting fight scenes visually and physically with the choreography. So again, another really good category for Doctor Strange for visuals. I think the visuals are high quality visuals. The soundtrack, I got the soundtrack at an 8-4. I do want to bring something up with this though. The main Doctor Strange theme in this movie sounds exactly like the Star Trek theme to the like early 2010s, mid 2010s Star Trek movies. It sounds very, very similar to me, but I like that soundtrack. So that's why this is at an 8-4. Even though it sounds very similar to that soundtrack, I'm a big fan of that soundtrack. So 8-4, it's a proper theme for a mystical character, for a character that's based a lot in magic and spiritual wooby dooby, I guess is what I would call it. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the bonus categories. Comedy 8-1, they really do a lot of physical comedy well in this movie with the magic that you can do. They've got a joke with Wong. They've got a joke with Wong about him having a one name like Beyonce. They've also got like physical comedy with the sling ring, being able to open portals and being able to like kind of steal the books from the library. And then also they've got a lot of physical comedy, like him running away from the cape, pulling in the other direction. The cape kind of like being like this like almost human like thing. There's a lot that goes on in this movie, comedy wise. World building. 8-6, again, introducing a lot of important key players in the MCU and a lot of concepts that end up mattering a lot. I mean, the sling ring itself is responsible for maybe one of the biggest scenes in all of media history with the portal scene in Endgame and Infinity War. So yeah, straight up that alone is a huge add, but also adding Doctor Strange to the universe. There's a lot that goes on. It completely adds the mystical and magical elements to the MCU. The characters in this movie, 7-9. The actors are good, but the characters are not as good. Rachel McAdams plays the character better than the character is. Um, and I also think Tilda Swinton plays the Ancient One better than the Ancient One is. Wong plays Wong better than Wong is. So yeah, there's a lot of that happening in this movie. Benedict Cumberbatch with Doctor Strange, he does a good job with Doctor Strange, but that's why I've got it at a 7.9 for the characters, is because he does a good job. But everybody else, I feel like the character is sagging, not the acting. So the action in this movie, I've got it at a 9.1. The acting in this movie is, or not acting, action. The action in this movie, like I explained before, with the comedy and the cinematography, they do a lot of very interesting things visually with the action in this movie, and I'm a fan of that. Anytime, I think Iron Man 3 is another good example of it. Of like, the movie might not be a great movie, but the action scenes are really interesting in it. So this movie is a good movie, and it does the action scenes well. Yeah. So anyway, that is it for the bonus ratings. Let me go ahead and get into the total rating here, which is a 8.7. Um, this is the highest standalone movie rating I have for a movie in the MCU. I'll go ahead and let you know that. The only thing with a higher rating happened to be team up movies. But yeah, that's generally my opinion on Doctor Strange. Let me know what you guys thought about the movie, and let me know what you guys think about my review. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.